I paid for the phone, but look, I'm a big snooper. I grabbed the phone, I look through it, I see her hugged up with a guy. I don't think he's black. Just, hey, who is this? I confronted her about it. Who is this? Who is this?
If you want to go, wouldn't have found the picture.
Who is this?
If I was horn, who was I horn with? Name one man I was with.
I only hit it a few times. For real. Only a few times.
Well, how many times have we had sex? I'm sorry. I just don't want to hear all that. Can we get back?
I was on the phone with him, and he told me they did mess around twice. When I confronted her about it, denied it. So I had him on the cell phone. Confronted her with the cell phone with him on it. She started crying, and then she admitted to me she cheated on me once.
Well, didn't see that coming. Mr. Fernandez spills the beans about his doubts concerning the paternity of little Divine after uncovering Ms. Butler's affair. This bombshell leads him to cancel their wedding and pawn the engagement ring, which landed him a $300 loss. He's now suing for that financial pinch and wants a paternity test to prove he's not the father. Stay tuned, because the courtroom drama is just heating up.
You claim you found evidence that she cheated and another man may have fathered your little girl, Divine. You called off the wedding, pawned the ring, and lost $300. Now you're suing her for that, and you've petitioned the court for a paternity test to prove you are not her daughter's father.
Just when you think it can't get any more tangled, Ms. Butler throws in a curveball. She admits to her fling, but is rock solid sure that Mr. Fernandez is Divine's dad. Despite her slip-up, she's convinced there's no paternity puzzle to solve here. Buckle up, as Ms. Butler's confidence is about to be put to the test.
Cheating during the window of conception, you say you have no Mr. Fernandez is Divine's biological father. Mr. Fernandez, why did you the ring?
I was frustrated, I was angry. I took the ring back and I left. The ring actually cost about $700. I was only given $350 for it, Your Honor. I actually don't have a receipt for the ring, but...
Before all that, when we first got together, he already had a girlfriend. He already was a cheater in the beginning.
Here's a juicy bit. Mr. Fernandez dives into how he discovered Ms. Butler's cheating, thanks to a little detective work with her phone. Spotting a cozy pic of her with another dude sparked a major showdown and cranked up the mistrust. The plot thickens, and you'll want to see what's coming next.
Now, how did you find out that she slept with somebody else?
I found out it took weeks of me. When I came home, it was just me and her there one day. I see her phone. So I grabbed the phone. I paid for the phone, but look, I'm a big snooper. I grabbed the phone, I look through it, I see her hugged up with a guy. I don't think he's black. Just, hey, who is this? I confronted her about it. Who is this? Who is this?
If you want to go, wouldn't have found the picture.
Who is this?
Wouldn't have found
See
the
that
picture.
right there? You sneaky.
Talk about a soap opera scenario. The court delves into the timeline of Ms. Butler's romantic escapades, involving both Mr. Fernandez and another mystery man during the same critical week of conception. The paternity stakes are sky high, and the next revelation is a doozy.
You were intimate with Mr. Fernandez on the 1st.
Yeah, the 31st, the 1st, and we got into it. He cheated on me. So, unlike sex, and then I went out with my friend.
You submitted this calendar to prove that you were intimate with the plaintiff pretty much that whole week.
That whole
week,
yes.
The 7th and the 8th,
yes.
Which is during the window of conception.
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you intimate with the other guy when you all fell out?
Like January 5th.
Oh, snap. Ms. Butler drops a bombshell about lying concerning her latex allergy to dodge using protection, Mr. Fernandez. This confession shakes up her credibility big time, stirring more doubts and drama. The courtroom's about to explode with more surprises, so keep watching.
You've now pretty much proven that you were lying at least about. So he now, of course, questions whether you wore the at all.
But the baby looks just like him.
I also have evidence I want to submit. And I was a newborn and her as a newborn at the time that I felt.
Hey, no, what do you mean?
Do you have those photos?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Fernandez and Divine is a baby, and you say there's no resentment.
But as she got older,
look at the eyebrows, look at the eyes.
As she got older, baby don't look like me. She looks like...
No, she don't.
She looked like the guy that was in that picture.
Brace yourself for the big reveal. The episode hits its peak with the DNA results about to drop, determining if Mr. Fernandez really is Divine's father. The air is thick with anticipation, and this truth bomb is about to blast off. The resolution is up next, and it's a tearjerker.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Fernandez v. Butler, when it comes to 2-year-old Divine, it has been determined by this court.
And here it is, the moment of truth. After the DNA results confirm,
Mr. Fernandez, you are her father.
Told you. What do you mean? What do you look? You see her. Look at her. All this time you've been doing that.
Buckle up for a roller coaster of emotions starting now. Miss Boley Jack shares her deeply personal tale of growing up without knowing her father, explaining how the absence filled her life with confusion and emotional turmoil. Despite the pain, she holds on to hope that today's court results will bring the long sought-after answers. Her story sets the stage for a dramatic unfolding, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for what's coming next.
You and your mother recently appeared in court to help resolve a paternity dispute for your sister. This motivated you to get the answers you've desperately been searching. Your mother has always told you the defendant, Mr. Smith, is your biological father, and you hope today's results prove she's right.
The plot thickens here, folks. Miss Common, the determined mother, staunchly claims Mr. Smith is the father, despite his own protests and skepticism about her past life choices. This segment turns up the heat in the courtroom as conflicting beliefs clash head-on, magnifying the emotional stakes for everyone involved. The tension is palpable, and just when you think it can't get any more intense, the next exchange blows the lid off.
Past 30 years, I've had a number of emotions: anger, hurt, not knowing who my father was, growing up with other kids with their fathers, and me not having a father. And even into adult, my children question who their grandfather is, and I can't give a.
And that must hurt. Miss Common?
Yes, Your Honor.
This has been very difficult for your daughter, but you are certain Mr. Smith is her biological father?
I'm absolutely sure, Your Honor.
Things are about to get spicy as Miss Common and Mr. Smith hash out their past, each lobbing accusations and defenses. The courtroom transforms into a battleground of words and wits. Their recounting not only challenges their credibility, but also paints a vivid picture of a complicated relationship fraught with misunderstandings and missed connections. Brace yourself. The revelations just keep on coming.
When she was 1 year old, that he was the father, and I gave him her address and told him how he can get in contact with her, but he never did. He got in contact with her once, he didn't get in contact with her no more.
Miss Common has said you've had the information. You don't believe you're Miss Boley Jack's biological father?
No, ma'am, I don't believe so. She don't favor none of my kids.
As the truth starts peeking through, hold on tight. Miss Common revisits the moment she decided to break the news of her pregnancy to Mr. Smith, highlighting her strategic silence due to his immaturity. This critical juncture in their story sheds light on the complexities of personal decisions that have long-lasting effects on their child. The emotional ante is upped even further, setting the stage for an even more compelling narrative twist right around the corner.
And I went back to my ex, yes, because he was much older and much more, more responsible.
Yeah, but
do you remember this relationship, this summer love?
No, it wasn't like that. She lying. She lying.
If I was horn, who was I horn with? Name one man I was with.
I only hit it a few times. For real. Only a few times.
Well, how many times did we have sex?
I'm sorry. I just don't want to hear all that. Can we get back to
that was it.
Just when you think you've heard it all, here's a heart tugger. Miss Boley Jack recounts a rare childhood interaction with Mr. Smith that offered a fleeting moment of hope, only to end in disappointment. This poignant testimony not only underscores the pain of paternal absence, but also stirs up the emotional dynamics of the courtroom. And just when you're reeling from this, the next moment packs an even bigger punch.
You excited when you found out Mr. Smith? Do you remember this conversation?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And Lorraine was 1. So then what did you do to pursue a relationship with your daughter? Or did you do anything?
I didn't, Your Honor.
Even though you acted happy about it? So why didn't you ever show up?
Because he was too busy out there horning around, having partying and horning around.
I was doing my thing. I was doing my thing. I was doing my thing.
And so Miss Boley,
man,
I know you were.
And now, for the grand finale, no spoilers, but it's a doozy, as the DNA results are revealed, and it turns out
it's been determined by this court. Mr. Smith, you are not the father. I'm very sorry.
You won't believe this start. Mr. Fahey steps up, petitioning the court for paternity tests for 2 kiddos, Nathan and Samuel, suspecting his partner Ms. Henny's fidelity, or rather the lack of it, has turned their love boat into the Titanic. He's really laying it on thick about how this doubt has been eating away at his heart, poor guy. Hold on, because the emotional roller coaster is just taking off.
Mr. Fahey, you have petitioned the court for paternity tests on the defendant's 2 children, 2-year-old Nathan and 8-month-old Samuel. Additionally, you have requested a lie detector test for the defendant because you claim her infidelity has not only created paternity doubt, but has destroyed your relationship.
Just when you thought it couldn't get soapier, Mr. Fahey spills the beans about Ms. Henny's escapades while he was off on a 45-day vacation. He brings out all the receipts, detailing confrontations and tearful admissions of a fling. This bombshell seems to really crank up his doubts about being daddy-o to the little ones. And buckle up, it only spirals from here.
I was gone away for 45 days, and when I came back, people, even friends, told me that she was messing around with a guy from the neighborhood.
We were not messing around.
You know, I was on the phone with him, and he told me they did mess around twice. When I confronted her about it, denied it. So I had him on the cell phone. Confronted her with the cell phone with him on it. She started crying, and then she admitted to me she cheated on me once.
Now here's a twist. It's all about the head shape. Mr. Fahey is convinced he's not the father because his head is like an oval, and the kid's head a complete block. Genetics, or just bad luck in the head shape lottery? He even throws a friend under the bus, saying the little tyke looks more like him. What's next? You guessed it, more head-scratching drama.
I have an oval-shaped head, okay, Your Honor? My ears are close to my head. Like, I mean a block head. I mean, his ears have a dip in them. I don't have none of them.
Dips in my ears. He has my
I
ears.
don't have big ears like he does. His sticks out more. Head. I don't have a block head. Mine's more of an oval shape.
You're saying your head is an oval shape. That's why you submitted this. Has a different shaped head.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you say his ears don't fall like you.
Just when you think you've seen it all, we dive into the paternity drama of kiddo number 2, Samuel. Mr. Fye isn't buying what Ms. Henny is selling. He thinks the same guy could be the father of both Munchkins. Based on his detective work during their off-again phases, his suspicion meter is off the charts. Fasten your seatbelt. The truth train is about to leave the station.
And then when I confronted him about it, he was like, yeah, we messed around twice.
Let's go to your doubts around Samuel.
Me and her was split up at the time, and it came down to it where he was telling me, oh, I'm out with my friends with some other guy. And it's the same guy that I think is Nathan's dad.
It's not true?
Nope.
So you believe Samuel and Nathan have the same biological father? And Miss Henny, you say that's not true. But you all were broken up, so were you somebody else during the time?
No.
Amidst the chaos, Mr. Fye laments over signing the birth certificates. He's got serious regrets, especially if the DNA test turns the tables. He's already plotting a name change operation if things go south. And just when you think it's all doom and gloom, wait till you see what the DNA envelope holds.
She cheated on me 4 times, Your
It was
Honor.
not 4 times, it was 1
4
time.
times? So these are the birth certificates for the children. First, Nathan James Fye, Samuel John Fye III. Samuel John Fye the fourth, father Samuel John Fye the third. So you presented these birth certificates to show the court what exactly?
That he signed those saying that he is the father.
The courtroom's buzzing with anticipation now. Mr. Fye declares it's D-Day. The paternity results will dictate their rocky relationship's fate. If the tests or the lie detector sniff out any more secrets, he's out. Keep your eyes peeled. This is about to go nuclear.
Were you in a relationship with this other guy for a while?
No, we were not in a relationship.
And you still continue only slept with him that one time?
It was more than once. 4 times she cheated on me.
4 times or one time?
1 time.
Caught several text messages in her phone. You know, her
Talking to a
her
friend is not cheating.
Her ex-boyfriends and stuff like that. Like, oh, I had a good time, stuff like that.
Surprise, surprise, the paternity test reveals.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Fye, you are the father.
Change what name?
Apologize for that.
Yeah.
Buckle up for this emotional roller coaster. Miss Jones begins her testimony by expressing how she felt unwanted and invisible growing up around Mr. Jones and his family. The judge prompts her to elaborate on her emotional experience as a child, emphasizing the importance of her feelings in the case. And guess what? It only ramps up from here.
Your Honor, I felt unwanted and lonely and visible.
Wow. Take me there. What was it like for you as a little girl?
Barely saw him.
But you knew him to be your father. But you barely saw him?
Yes.
Was in and out your life?
You won't believe what happens next. Mr. Jones admits to being intermittently present in Miss Jones's life, but challenges the paternity claim. He describes his doubts about being her biological father, sharing that he had questioned the maternity on multiple occasions and even attempted to get a paternity test done when Miss Jones was a child. Strap in, because there's more drama ahead.
Lakeitha was actually my child. Addressed that with her mother on many different cases. That she could have had. We went up to.
You said you didn't have the money for it.
No, that's not true. At first I didn't. I got there, and Terry knows that Ms. Brittingham knew that when we got to the hospital, I was there.
Did that just happen? An intense exchange occurs when Miss Jones confronts Mr. Jones about their conflicting memories regarding the use of protection. The judge mediates as they discuss their past, highlighting the uncertainties and discrepancies in their stories. Stay tuned. The next turn is even wilder.
Always use protection, never did.
Well, Your Honor, she acts as though I've been with all these many times. That's not the case.
So let me just bring you up, ma'am. You're Lakeitha's mom,
Yes.
Miss Jones, and you were in a relationship with Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Get ready for some real talk. Miss Jones's mother, Ms. Brittingham, steps forward to share her perspective. She recounts the emotional distress her daughter faced due to Mr. Jones's denial and his inconsistent presence, contributing to the narrative of Miss Jones feeling invisible throughout her childhood. The courtroom's reaction to the upcoming bombshell will floor you.
He is on the birth certificate. I have a copy right here if you'd like to.
You were still in a relationship with Mr.
Yes.
No, Your Honor, that's not correct. That is not correct.
So at the point that you find out pregnant and during the pregnancy, was he around?
Once I told him I was pregnant, I was dismissed.
So he wasn't there through the pregnancy?
No.
He wasn't there through the birth?
No.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more intense, a dramatic revelation unfolds as the judge delves deeper into the allegations of Mr. Jones avoiding a paternity test. The testimonies clash with vivid descriptions of an alleged hospital visit that Ms. Brittingham claims she cannot remember, raising questions about the truthfulness of past events. The revelations keep coming, and the next one is a doozy.
I turned around, looked to see what she.
Because I was never
she
there
was walking
at
out
the
the door.
hospital. There.
Yes, you were.
I told you before, I don't remember it. I don't have Alzheimer's.
Your
What
Honor,
went
I
on?
told her, Your Honor, she was right there.
I mean, he would always tell me, she's not mine, she's not mine. And I told him, I said, one day you're gonna need somebody and she's gonna be the one you're gonna have to turn to.
Here comes a twist. As the discussion shifts to family dynamics, Mr. Jones expresses uncertainty about not inviting Miss Jones to family reunions, while audience members and family testimony support Miss Jones's likeness to other family members. This segment underscores the emotional and familial complexities surrounding her paternity case. The tension is building, and the climax is just moments away.
You felt like his wife should know you were having a baby.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Called her, what did she say?
Because I told her who I was. My name is Terry and I'm having Jerome's baby. I am pregnant by Jerome and I need him to start stepping up and doing what he needs. She is the one I'm sorry that was hurt. Well, I'm definitely sorry she's hurt.
Are you ready for this? The final moments of the court session are intense and emotional. The judge prepares to reveal the DNA test results after a heartfelt discussion about the nature of fatherhood and the profound impact of Mr. Jones's actions and presence on Miss Jones's life. The big reveal is coming up next, and it's a jaw-dropper.
When a child says in the courtroom that I felt invisible to my father, that almost broke me down. I believe it's time for the results, and I think that's going to be the start of a lot of the healing that needs to take place here.
Prepare for the big reveal. DNA results are disclosed.
Mr. Jones, you are not Lakeisha's father.
And that's fine.